Okay, so today we'll be solving compound inequalities. This is from your homework, page 45, 11 through 21, 37 through 47, 55, 58, parts A and B. So we learned about two different types of compound inequalities in class. We have an and inequality and we have an or inequality. So I'm going to solve one of each for you from your homework. And the first one is number 37. Here we have an and inequality. Now what we could do is two different ways. We could split this into two different inequalities. We could split this into one inequality that is, oops, let me get some ink here. So one of the equalities could be, negative 5 is less than x plus 1. Okay, and then the other inequality, so we'd have and. The other inequality would be x plus 1 is less than 4. So that's one way to do it. And then we can solve this one, and we can solve that one. And that's perfectly wonderful way to solve this. And then the other way is that we could solve it all as one, where we work from the middle and we go out. So I'm going to do it that way. Just because I think sometimes people like to do it that way because it's shorter than rewriting it, but they get a little confused because they forget to do all three sides. So let's do that. When you're solving it all together, you have to look at the middle and say, okay, what is in the middle? How do I get x alone in the middle? Well, right here, the only thing that's happening to x is we're adding 1. So I need to subtract 1 from x here, which means I have to subtract 1 from x on this side of the inequality as well as on this side of the inequality. When I do that, on this side, I'm going to get negative 6 is less than x, which is less than 3. And then here, I have solved this. I'm done because I know that x in the middle is by itself. Now I can graph it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this negative 6, and I look at the symbol next to it, and it's a strictly less than symbol, so I need an open circle on 6 here. Okay, and then I look at my 3, and the symbol next to that is strictly a less than symbol, so I need an open circle on 3. And then if I read this, it says, well, x is greater than negative 6, but it's also less than 3, which means it's going to go in between these two. And generally, all of your and inequalities are graphed like this, where you have your two dots and then a line that connects them in between, because we're going anything between those two values. Okay. Next problem I'm going to do is number 43. Number 43 is an or. Number 43 can only be written like this with the actual word or in it, or any or inequality. So all we have to do is solve them individually. Here on this side, I have x plus 1 is less than negative 3. So again, I'm going to subtract 1 from each side here. And I'm given x is less than negative 4. Or on this side, I have to get x alone, and it's subtracting 2, so I have to add 2. Inverse operations. And then I get x is greater than 2. Now that I have x alone on both of these inequalities, I can graph them. I'm going to go to negative 4. It's a strictly less than symbol, so I'm going to do an open circle on negative 4. X is less than negative 4, so numbers like negative 5, negative 6, those are all less than, so it's going to go to the left. Over here I have x is greater than 2. It's an open circle because it's strictly greater than. And numbers greater than 2 are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so my arrow is going to go to the right. Generally, when we graph an or statement, it's going to look like this, where my arrows are opposite each other. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, please see me or Mr. Daniels, and have fun doing your homework.